Bodybuilding's amateur hour. So we got Josh Thorne and here we go. Introducing big Chris Pinerio. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Glad to be here.
There he is. Excellent. Welcome. Finally, get to talk to the guy that kicked my ass.
I was close.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It's all good.
A
So,
couple pounds heavier than you.
okay, yeah, maybe. I stepped on stage at probably about 182, 183. What were you
Yeah.
on stage at the Gladiators?
On stage, I want to say I was 225 in the prejudging. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there's a few pounds difference, but you know what? I'm okay with
Hey,
that.
man, you held your own. You held your own.
Yeah, man. I agree. I definitely came in probably the best I ever have, and sure the same goes for you.
For sure, man. No, it was a good battle. Really good
Yeah.
battle.
So we're people that are watching. We're talking about the Gladiators that happened on was it the just about a couple
April
of weeks
8th.
ago, 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy man, the time is going by so
I
fast.
know, man. Time flies.
Holy. Yeah, I guess you could already tell in my face. Time is. I'm
Oh yeah.
puffed back out, right?
Yeah, I got my chipmunk cheeks out.
Yeah, you look like a different person.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome.
Weight's going up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. In a good way, though, I hope.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I enjoyed the week after, but I'm slowly back into
Right.
the diet.
Cool. So, okay. Let's just like go crazy and like jump right into this. Uh,
Let's do it.
the the basic premise of this podcast is bodybuilding's amateur hour. So, like 97% of the population that compete are amateurs,
Hmm.
right? There's not a lot of pros. The pros that are out there, like they're awesome, but most of us are amateurs trying to get to the pro level. And
Yeah,
you're pretty damn close. So we are like all about educating and informing the amateurs about what it's like to get to the pro level and the sacrifices that we have to make, or even life sacrifices and struggles that we could face trying to get to that particular goal. Or
yeah. It's
maybe
a
not,
long
yeah,
journey.
maybe that's not our goal. Maybe we want to just love to compete. And some people don't want their pro cards because once you get your pro card, a lot of people are just done.
Yeah. Well,
So,
it's a different life. It's a
right?
different life.
All right. So that's kind of the idea and what we're going to kind of jump into. Uh, so, you gave me a bit of your background story, but let's give everybody else kind of your story and how you got to winning the Gladiators in 2023. So, where did you start, if you
When did I
can?
start training?
Uh, let's go to training. Then we'll move into like your first show.
Okay. Uh, so I was into sports since 8 years old. I played football, hockey. I was in mixed martial arts. Played
Cool.
soccer. Uh, right up till high school, I was very competitive in football. I had a scholarship to play for Mount Allison University. I hurt my shoulder,
Nice.
so I had to get surgery done. And basically, the surgeon told me that if I kept playing, I was just going to tear my shoulder to the point where I wouldn't be able to even lift at the
Yeah.
gym or
Right.
do much with it. Yeah, it was a bad tear, so I had surgery, and then I thought I'd come back, and then I tore my other shoulder. So that was it for me for football. It was hard to take, but I
Right.
always loved weight training for sports. Like I always loved that part, right? So I got really back into weight training after football was done, and I kept growing and growing. And
You realize
someone
like,
was like at the
oh,
gym. Yeah, someone at the gym asked if I competed, and I didn't really know much about it. So I went to see a show. I went to see Atlantics, 2013. I went to see it, and I was blown away, man.
You saw
Blown
me
away.
compete.
Yeah,
That was my
I
first
couldn't.
show. You probably
I couldn't
laughed. You're
believe.
probably like, "Who is that small little guy on stage? What is he doing?"
Well, it was the lines, man. I couldn't believe the lines and like what condition it was, you know.
Mm.
And
I
I thought
had
I was in
that,
shape
but that was
myself.
about it. Right.
So I was like, wow, I'm not ready to compete at all. Like I thought I was in shape, but after seeing that, I uh, I got motivated, man. I went to the gym, trained harder. I kind of focused on dieting, learned more and more, and then
Oh,
2015 was my first show,
two
Atlantics.
years later. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I took 2 years to train legs because I had no legs.
Right.
Oh man, I had no legs. It was just upper body, right? So
Yeah.
I took two
Most of your
years
cardio
train legs.
training. Yeah.
Yeah, so I took my training serious. I started learning about dieting. So I came in my first show. I weighed in 183.
Your
My
first
first
show.
show.
It's like what I weigh now. Your
Yeah,
first
but
show.
I'm like 5'11", right?
Yeah, you're quite a
So
bit taller and like so much wider than I
yeah.
am.
So
Because
I actually
your structure is just like meant for this.
yeah, well the muscle bellies, right?
Yeah.
I have really round muscle bellies, so I didn't look small, but the guys were still bigger than I was. I finished top three in my first show, and then I took
Awesome.
time off. Again, I loved it. So one thing is, after your first show, you're gonna love it or
Yeah.
it's not for you,
Right.
right? So, and I was hooked. I was hooked. I wanted to get better. I was motivated, so I came back. The following year, I was a little heavier, but that's when the Gladiator was 2016, the first one.
Cool. Right.
So
Yeah.
I had to face some gladiators,
Yeah.
and
Right.
I was humbled. I was humbled, but
Yeah. For sure.
then I finished. I think it was fourth.
Hey,
There's
that's
some
still
gladiator
fantastic.
guys.
That's still amazing.
Yeah, it was a big show. It was a big
Right.
show. Prince
Uh,
Prince won that year, and
yeah.
no, I met Prince backstage, and
I think he won
we
this
need to.
the year after the second year they
Yeah, he
had him.
won. He won 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. Okay.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. So I
or
think
two gladiators in a row.
right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then I came back in 2017 for NB provincials. That was in
Awesome.
Fredericton, and I was also again I was heavier that show as well. So the second show I was actually 190,
Cool.
and then
Good.
provincials I was 193, 194, and I got
Congratulations.
second that year. Um,
Nice.
Jamie Peterson won that show.
I was gonna say to who, but then yeah, as that
Yeah,
clued in. Yeah,
yeah. So he
he
won. He
came
won
in.
that
He came in
overall.
shredded and looked awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was crazy, man. So
Yeah.
after that, um, I focused on my career and school. So I took time off. I wanted to focus on kind of getting my career, setting myself up. So this is a problem a lot of guys don't have, man. Is bodybuilding is it's expensive, right?
Yeah.
It's very expensive, and
Yeah.
we get so hooked on that we forget about other things. We don't really think about career wise, like how are you gonna set yourself up so you can compete and kind of live
Constantly
the
and
life you want. So I was very focused on my school. I kept training. I never stopped training, and then
good.
I finished my school. I got my career, and that's when Gladiator came back. But
Yeah.
COVID canceled that, right? So
I was
2020,
also yeah.
yeah, you were part of that too, right? So
Yeah. We were 4 weeks out,
4 weeks
and
out,
then
it got
four
canceled.
weeks out, and then we got yeah got the big X.
Yeah. So I just kept training after that, man. I was training at people's garage.
Yeah.
outside, like just I mean, we all
We all
found a
kind
way,
of
right?
we all found a way. We all had to. Or
Yeah. So I actually put on more size, so it gave me more time. If
yeah,
anything, it was a blessing. And we came back in that was in July 21.
I think so.
Yeah. So we came back. The show was actually on. It was still pretty. It was at the Capitol Theater. It was half capacity, but
Yeah.
I found it was a really good show, man. And I won the light heavyweight title, and I also won the Gladiator division.
Yeah, that's
And then
sick.
I had to face Morgan in the overall. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
That's
no
fun.
one was touching Morgan. I knew that ahead. I
Right.
wanted the sword, and I knew the big guy was gonna take it all. So
Right. Yeah. You just gotta go in and hoping for one thing and expecting the other. But
yeah, but it was
it's
cool, man.
so
Losing
cool.
to Canada's next pro was it was
Pretty
pretty cool.
amazing. Yeah. And you guys weren't too far off either, right? I saw some pictures. Like there was
Yeah, I mean,
you
hey
like
man, I
gave him
tried.
a you battled him, right? It was
I
totally
tried, man.
you
The
pushed him.
the guy was just a monster, man.
Well, yeah. He's just got
But no, it was cool, man. It was cool to just be next to him, and
oh, for sure. Yeah.
just flex next to him. So
And then you had a reunion back on
yeah,
stage
yeah, it
when
was
he won.
crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. We talked the year he won the show backstage, and how he was planning to win his pro card. He was going to go to nationals, and he told me about the off season he had,
Right.
how he was able to put on that much muscle all in the off season. Right, he actually took a long off season,
Long one.
put into work. He ate, never missed meals, never missed training, and I kind of said, you know what, man, I'm gonna do the same thing after this. I'm gonna take real off season, try to get bigger, and try to win this show because that was my goal. Gladiator was something I really motivated me, man.
Right.
Just
100% it does.
it's like a mini Olympia for us amateur bodybuilders.
Yeah, it really is.
And
The
Heather
top of
Heather
the
and T
top.
John, man, they put on the show, man. So that was
You,
my goal. That was my goal.
yeah.
So no, we spoke, and I said, you know what, Morgan, you're gonna get your pro card, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna take the show next time. And maybe who knows, maybe you'll hand me the shield. So
Wow. And then,
yeah, it was crazy, man. Yeah, and we
okay.
met up. Yeah, we always kind of stayed in touch. If I asked him any questions, he'd always be there, and kind of motivated each other. So yeah, and then we hooked up for the Gladiator, and
That's cool.
oh, it was great, man. It was great. It worked out just like we said. So yeah, it was a cool experience, man. You got to go on stage with us, and
Yeah,
that was cool, man.
that was just so awesome to watch this like giant also like from the side
Yeah,
and like just
yeah,
doing his posing routine. It was, like cuz there's
yeah. No,
yeah.
you could tell the levels, right? Like there's
Yeah.
top amateurs, but then there's pros, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was cool, man.
Cool.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was it.
fantastic. Yeah. That's crazy. So there's a lot to unpack there. So we'll just dig out a couple of
Yeah.
those things. So let's take a step back and I found it really funny that you said you used to play football, then you got injured.
Yes.
How
Yes.
many times have we heard of pros that's what they used to do? Like
That's right, man.
play a certain sport or it's usually basketball or football, but like then their
Hmm.
injury happens. Then they're like, "Oh, wait a minute." And then they rehab and like, "Oh, I'm actually really good at this." Like
Exactly.
the weight training and like you're responding really well.
Exactly. And a lot of guys always said that during sports they would enjoy the weight training part.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of meant to be, I guess.
Oh,
That's
for
how I look
sure.
at it.
Yeah.
Because I had all the discipline from football. I was I'd be training in the summertime. Like while guys were partying, I'd be training. running up mountains, sprints, whatever,
100%.
hammering, because I wanted to, that was my goal, to be a competitive football player, just play
Right.
university ball, right? So, but bodybuilding, man, that's a different discipline altogether. So, I
So,
mean,
what would you say the big, like the big difference are besides the actual sport of like the discipline? Like,
well,
uh,
first of all, it's a lifestyle. Bodybuilding is a lifestyle. You
right.
can't just go to practice and that's it.
Come home and eat
It's
pizza and drink beer.
yeah, it's 24/7, man. Bodybuilding is what you eat,
Yep.
what you sleep, everything you put in your body. Just it's a lifestyle, man. It's a 24/7. And
So,
if you have that passion, it's
right.
you gotta have that passion for bodybuilding because if you want to compete,
Yeah. If you
right?
want to look
You can go
good
to the
and be
gym
healthy, it's fine.
for sure. It's fine, yeah. But competing, man, that was another discipline I never realized until you actually do it, right?
Right. Until you think about every single meal you eat has a purpose, right?
Everything, yeah.
And
You're
every
eating
the
for
time,
purpose.
right? So you're not just eating for enjoyment anymore. Which still you
No,
can, but it's not the same.
no,
So a
it's
lot of
planned.
people don't really get that when they start into bodybuilding or I want to be a bodybuilder. What do I do? And you're
Yeah,
like,
oh, yeah.
how do
Oh,
I
it's crazy,
start?
man.
When you started back then, did you have a coach? How did you, or did you just jump in it on your own?
No, I would train at the old school gym there in the hospital, and the one of the owners was coached by Greg Doucette,
Yeah.
and Michelle. She was a really great friend of mine, and she was like, Greg is a great coach, and I mean, I watched Greg. He was one of the top bodybuilders in Canada at the time
Yeah.
for Canadians, right?
For
So
sure.
I was like, oh, you like would he take me on? You really think he would take me on? And she's like, yeah, I'll talk to him. And Greg took me on. I think I was 10 weeks out from my first show,
Oh, you're pretty
and
lucky.
yeah, and I was not in shape, as he would say.
Did he kick the
So,
crap out of you?
oh yeah, but Greg, man, he was always honest, and he
Yeah,
told
that's
you what you
one
needed to
thing for
hear,
sure. Yeah, he is definitely that about
right?
anything.
And he was 100% honest, and he'd tell you how it is, man.
Yeah.
So it pushed me because he was like, it was my first show, so I didn't understand the conditioning part.
Right.
So yeah, he worked me, man, and in 10 weeks he got me in shape because I
That's
was not in shape in 10 weeks, like at all. I was
right.
far behind, right?
Cool.
Because
He
I was kind
called
of
you
doing it on my
out.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he pushed me, and we got top three, and so I worked with Greg actually right up till the first Gladiator.
Oh, that's
So I
quite a
did
while. So yeah.
yeah, 3 shows with Greg.
Cool.
So
That's
I learned a
awesome.
lot, man. Greg
Yeah.
was he was like a scientist.
Yeah. I
And
agree.
yeah, so it was great, man. It was having Greg as a coach taught me a lot, and I still use a lot of methods, a lot of tricks. So I'm always gonna bring those with me.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah,
So, over that over the time period, so has your training style changed much? And what kind of style
yeah.
works for you? What do you find that is really like when on your proper off season? What kind of style were you using, and what really put on that mass, those pounds that got you to the gladiator win? I know everyone loves to hear about training, so
Yeah, no,
because of your secrets. Let's get all your
I
secrets,
definitely, I definitely train different now.
right?
But before to get the mass I gained, so like my legs, my back, that's all heavy compounds, man. The squats, the deadlifts, the rows.
All
You
right.
got to do those in the
See,
beginning.
the secrets are just the old school shit. You gotta
Old
do it.
school, man. Old
You
school
gotta
training, like
move weight,
intensity. Yeah, and
right?
you got to get reps. but I always did those heavy compounds, and it was just old school training. That's what I did. I ate and trained with intensity. Uh, I never, switched my workouts too much. Just stuck with, what works, man.
Right.
Because I needed to get my structure, right? So to get your structure, that's at first you got to do your squats. You got to do, those compounds. That's what
Yeah.
gives you that form, right?
Gives you that builds the base.
Yeah, and then and then you're starting out too, so you're still healthy. You're still, able to push through those heavy compounds. Now I'm a little older now, so I can't squat like I used to, for example.
Yeah,
But
it's not as
because I did
easy,
the squats,
but
before, I'm all right. Like my legs didn't lose size, right?
you have that. Yep.
So it's because I did those movements when I was, younger, and did the old school, training ways. I believe that's why I got my structure and the mass and muscle maturity is going through those, old school kind of training sessions.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's number one is why I got my just my muscle density,
And
and that's how I
yeah,
was built my quads and everything else, right?
yeah, heck yeah, that's it. I think that's the key. There's no real big secret. Everyone
When you
tries to
start,
be. What's
when
that?
you're young and you're starting out, I think those movements are crucial, man.
Learn the
You get it.
fundamentals and like learn the
Yes,
proper techniques for sure.
exactly.
But
So no, that's what I learned, man. Now I train a little smarter, right? Because I don't want to, injure myself. I find like last year, I started feeling my knees more when I squat.
right,
So
I'm feeling them
you
like
kind
a
of,
day after now. They're all like a little tight.
yeah, and it's like, do I really want to squat 6 plates? Like, what's that gonna do, right?
Where's the benefit, the risk versus
Where's the
reward?
benefits?
Yeah,
And
right now.
I rather get my reps in, right? So you got to get your reps in. That's more important. I'm not trying to do a power lift or anything like that. So
So what
it's
on
more
your
of an
off season?
ego training, right? So
Yes. In your off season, what rep ranges are you looking at, or does it vary?
right now it's different, man. I do more reps than before, right? So before I would do like max set would be 5 to 8 reps,
Oh, that is
right?
it's pretty low.
But now I don't do anything less than 10 reps,
I think that's
honestly.
safer, right?
Yeah, and I still push heavy weight, but like the max that I can handle to keep my form as best as I can. That's
Yep.
it's
Okay.
gonna be a hard set, but not gonna hurt myself kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, you
So I
still gotta
started,
push hard, right? The intensity still has to be there. You can
yeah,
still take yourself to failure, but I think
exactly. Yeah.
you don't have to do it with ridiculous weight where the risk is just not really there anymore. So
No,
it's
I mean, like I said, man, I did all those heavy.
mhm.
You know, I got my legs, I got my back up. Now I'm starting to train a little different, like I said, right? But you can still like this Gladiator. That's how I train. I kind of switch things around, and it was
Oh,
hard for me to kind of turn the switch, right? Because you're
yeah.
used to,
You're, s-
you want to go heavy,
did you
you
get
know.
nervous where you're like, I don't know if this has been working for so
Yes,
long. If I
yes,
switch it,
yes.
like it might
I told
not.
Mike, I'd always tell Morgan this,
Right.
you know. I tell Morgan, like, hey, man, like, I don't know if it's in my head, but my quads, I think I'm losing size.
Yeah, it's yeah. You look at it, you're like,
And he
I'm
was
just
just,
shrinking.
yeah, and he was just like, bro, your quads are not getting small, okay? It's in your head.
Right.
Like, and, and I listened to him, and fuck, they were bigger than ever. So
Yeah, they were.
it's just, it's in your head, right?
It
When you
is.
switch things, it's hard to accept it,
Yeah. You just get
because
nervous.
your
We don't.
mind,
I don't want
yeah, you
to.
get
We don't
nervous.
want to waste time.
Hmm.
Like now in this port in our game, we're like we can't waste any time. Every
No,
day
no.
or every exercise is
Yeah,
like
exactly,
really
man.
important.
Especially,
Especially
this. where I'm at now,
Yeah.
it's like I'm hitting my prime years, right?
Yeah. That's the same.
So
Like, yeah, we're kind
any
of like
changes,
in the game together right now with this.
yeah, man. So, but I listened to Morgan. I never got hurt. Everything went smooth, and my body responded great, man. So,
Cool.
at first when it's a change, you're not really sure, right? You're a little nervous because you've been used to training this way for so many
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But your body will thank you too because my knees were starting to feel it. They were starting to feel it, man. So I instead of doing squats, I did hack squats,
Those are my favorite. But yeah,
right?
they're
And I got to learn to love them. Now I love them. But in my head, I'm like, if I'm not squatting,
if
I'm
you
gonna
don't
lose the
have that weight
size.
on your back, you're missing out on
Yeah,
so much
yeah.
other. Yeah.
If I'm not squatting 5, 6 plates, I'm gonna lose my max, right?
Right. Yeah.
So no, man, it was. No, I'm glad. My legs feel good now. My knees are not too bad. So you gotta train smart too, right?
Yeah. For sure. Um. Let's. I got like 30 questions from people. So there are a lot. We're not going to go through all of them because it's going to we'd be here for like 2 hours. I also want to know a couple things though before we get into the questions. Um, so you're originally from, where was
Cuba.
it? Cuba. You were originally from Cuba and you came over when you were 9 years old,
Yeah,
right? With your mom, and you
yeah,
left the rest of your family back, right?
yeah.
So we all people that were there at the Gladiators and the press conference kind of know the story, but so you were just here in Nova Scotia with your mom, and this year was for the Gladiators was like your family reunion. Is that how
Yes.
that worked? How many people came over to see you, and what was that experience like? I'm sure it's gonna be really hard to articulate, but super curious to know. We could hear the emotion when you spoke about it. Like
Yeah,
I was,
man. It was it
people were
was it was
tearing
hard.
up in the audience. We were just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. I was like, don't cry, man. Don't
Yeah,
cry, man. Don't cry. Because sometimes it just hits you, and I'm like, oh, as soon as they start talking about it, it
right.
just it hits me, right? So, um, man, this show is so special. I've been trying to get my dad here for a long time to be able to come visit. Uh, over 10 years, I've been trying to get his visa,
Wow. Okay.
and it's not easy. Where I'm from, it's a communist country, so it's very hard to leave.
Right. I've heard
So
this. Yeah.
I've tried for a long time, and they finally accepted him. Man, I found out actually like 8 weeks before the show,
Oh,
and
cool.
I wanted him here for the show, man. I wanted him here for the show, and I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, how would you like to come like next month?
Right.
And he's like, you sure you got it's a lot going on. I'm like, I want you there, man. Like I just if I could have that was my dream, right? Just have my
Right.
dad come see because he never got to see me in sports. Like he never, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He was.
I
Yeah.
never
I
had him in
understand.
a. So this knowing this was the last Gladiator, um, and I knew that I was bringing my best. So either way, I was gonna be just happy, man. Just have him there. So I got him to come. Also, my mother that I haven't seen since COVID,
Oh, so that's cut like
she
over a couple
flew.
years.
Yeah, because she's from BC. She lives in BC right now. So she flew down. So I had my both my parents for the first time ever.
Oh,
Uh,
together.
yeah,
That
yeah.
must have
So
been wild.
it was crazy, man, crazy.
So
And then my whole
emotional.
like I have my aunt. My aunt lives here too. So I have my mom and aunt that live in Canada.
Okay.
So my daughter was
Yeah.
in there. My fiance's whole family was there. All my friends were there. Man,
Wow.
it was surreal, man. It felt like a movie,
Oh,
you know.
that's so wild. I
Just having my
remember,
dad at the press conference was,
yeah,
he didn't understand much, but he could feel the
you
energy,
could
you know.
you could feel the energy, you could feel the love, and
Yeah,
yeah.
man. It was unreal. I'll never
I re-
forget it.
I remember there was a few of us when you were telling the story to the audience at the press conference that we had the night before. There was a few of us gladiators. We were like, man, I want to win, but I want him to win too. They're like, oh, they're like, this is
Yeah,
hard.
man. I got
This
a
is
lot of
like,
love from all you guys, man, and
I was like,
that's that's it was man. It was all nothing but love. The whole weekend, I felt
yeah,
everyone just happy, and that's what
yeah.
I loved about it is we were facing each other, but we
Also
all kind
cheering
of had
for
each
each.
other's backs.
Yeah, we were also
Yeah,
cheering for
man.
each other
Just
too, right? We were all like just
because
happy and
everyone had a story too, right? Like a lot of guys had a story, and we all had our different stories. So
yeah,
it was cool that we were able to kind of share those stories.
yeah. I don't think anyone goes through a full prep without some adversity or a struggle, and we
For
all,
sure, for sure.
overcame
And
something in our
we
lives to get there. You
and we know
especially,
that
like
more
this
than
is
anybody.
right.
We know we have respect for each other because we know what we go through,
Yeah,
right? The audience, a lot of people that don't know about the sport, they just see the final product.
100%.
But they don't know the journey, man, the
Yeah,
road. We
yeah.
know the road because we've done it. So that's why we respect each other because not many guys can do this. Can do
They
this.
like no one knows. Like 3 weeks 3 weeks before I left for the Arnold's, that I was crying in my chicken and rice because a family member passed away. I'm
Yeah, and
eating
you have
there.
to keep going.
Literally crying and like tears are running down, salting my chicken. I'm like, just like I'm like, oh my god! I was like, I have to still eat. I have to keep going, even though like
It's that's the thing too, man.
it
Adversity
was,
happens, right?
yeah,
Stuff happens in our lives, and the ability to stay focused and still go through it it's crazy, man. It takes a lot of strength. It takes someone
yeah,
unique to be able to go through adversity and finish prep. It's
yeah,
I'm sure we all had these crazy challenges, man, and that's why when it's show day, like I respect everyone, man.
yeah. Well said.
Because we all
Well
made
said,
it.
brother.
We all made it there, man. So
Yeah.
and
Well said.
I always love it. I always love when we all backstage and just sharing our stories, and it's nothing but love, man. It's
Yeah. What's your besides winning? Yeah. Besides winning, what's your favorite part of the process? Like, not dieting, yes, and like that part, but the whole favorite process of like show day and like the day before show day. Is there anything that really stands out that you really like?
um I'd
Said,
say usually the day before the show day, uh, I kind of look back at the journey, and you
yeah,
kind of know you made it. You did it. You're gonna get your spray tan that night. You're gonna do the registration. You made it. So it's like a kind of a time where I look back at the journey and reflect on things and kind of just not erase everything
yeah.
we
It's
just
just
went through, and I just think
there now.
about wow, man, like I remember 16 weeks ago,
Right.
we were starting out, and then and you start thinking about the challenges you overcome and stuff like that. So I kind of take a moment, that day is probably a special day for me. I kind of just sink it all in, and so that way next day, I'm just excited. No matter what the outcome is, I'm just like
This
you're
you let
proud. You're proud of what you did.
yeah, on show day or the day before is like the day you let the stress go, right?
Yeah,
And everything just turns into fun. So people that are
everything.
watching this and like maybe have never competed or that are doing their first show, which I know there's a lot of people right now getting ready for a couple of the shows that are coming up.
Yeah.
and it's their first time. The process sucks. We all know that. We've said it many times on this show, but
Yeah.
it's worth it. And the day before, the show, just let it go, right? Have fun. And Chris, you said it amazingly. Just like look back and reflect and be proud of yourself.
Yeah, man. Look
It's
back at the
so
journey, man.
good.
The journey's the best part, man.
Yeah. When you can
You
look
know?
back and be, you did this, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and not only that, you kind of learn about yourself too, right? Every prep I do, there's something new.
yeah. I don't think any
There's
sport
something
really
new.
brings that out in you except for this.
I
All
agree,
the
man.
ones that I've done, I've hit in so many baseballs, did make me think twice about myself.
No, it's different.
Like,
It's different,
yeah,
man. It's a different sport. Like I said, I played many competitive sports, and this is different, man. This
yeah,
is the hardest, but I also think it's the most rewarding because you find the most about yourself.
100%. My favorite part
You know?
is my favorite part of the whole process is the night before, but it's the tanning. Usually, when
Yeah.
I'm getting tanning, it means that I've made it. I've weighed
Yes,
in and I made my weight, and this is the final step. And just like
that's right.
arms out and just let someone else do the work for a minute.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
know it's
like, I'm
real. You
here.
know it's like,
Yeah,
whoa, wow, man. Tomorrow's showtime.
yeah. And it's
Yeah, it's
just to have
just
fun.
yeah, it's
And
great, man.
yeah,
The work's done. You know.
another part I like, I don't know if Morgan did this with you, but my coach, the night before, or the, I get up every couple hours and eat. Like I eat every,
Yep.
like I'm up at
Yep.
12, I'm up at 1:30, I'm up at 3. I'm just eating, eating, eating. And those
Mhm.
times, I love it. I'm sitting there by myself in the kitchen, just like pounding down,
You're
like,
happy. You
yeah,
got carbs in you,
just
man.
pounding down rice and like peanut butter and shit.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm like, this is like,
It's a
nothing's
great.
better.
It's the best feeling, man. It's the best feeling. You know you're drying up. You're
Yeah,
filling out. You're getting carbs back in, and you're gonna put on the show.
yeah.
You know the hard work's done, right? You did it. So I'd say that yeah, that Friday, man, probably the best day for you to
Well,
just kind of soak everything in.
for sure.
That's
So, yeah. I'm definitely super happy though that everything worked out for you.
oh yeah. I mean, I'm still
Yeah.
feels like a dream, man.
Okay. Yeah, it's all good. All right, we'll get into a couple questions here. We're already at,
Yep.
yeah, let's see here. Still feels like a dream for sure. One that, one that you definitely made come true. So, what's
Yeah.
your are you going into another off season, kind like similar to what you did before Gladiators?
Yeah. The plan was to do Toronto
Yep.
after this show. I've never done back to back shows, um, but that was the plan originally. But kind of 4 weeks out, man, your body still starts feeling it more. You
Yeah.
start questioning things. Like I started questioning a
Your
lot of things.
sanity. Yeah,
Yeah, and one of the things is like after the show, like when I do a show, I need a break,
for sure. You pushed real hard.
mentally, physically, right? And I told myself, am I gonna bring the best me if I try to force this 8 more weeks?
Right. It
Am
was a
I
long time
truly gonna,
between shows.
yeah, or am I gonna be a miserable? You know what I mean? Like, and I was getting to the point where I wanted to do the show and take a break. Also, my body, I felt my body needed a break. I went through a lot, like I've trained really heavy my
Yeah.
last off season, and the show I started feeling it. So I talked to Morgan, and he said, we'll focus on the show and take a week off and see how you feel. It's normal to feel
Cool.
these things when you're 3 weeks out.
Oh
You're
yeah.
gonna
Okay.
start. You're not gonna be the happiest guy doing this.
No.
right? It's not fun. The training's not fun anymore. That's reality, man.
Yeah.
You're hungry. You're tired. You miss things, right? So I took a week off, and I still felt like I needed more rest in my body, man. You know, it's just so I didn't feel right. So we decided to not do Toronto and start a recovery phase, recover my heal my body,
Yeah.
heal everything else, right? Come off
Yeah.
and have another off season like I did. And I think if we do this again, um, man,
You'll
I'll
put
be
on more
even more of a
size.
threat.
You will.
Yeah, and I feel like my body's still growing.
Yeah. I
So
don't
I
think
think
you. I don't, it
I got to
looks to
listen to
me
my
like you
body.
have up more to go.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, no, we're gonna readjust, man, and just try to keep getting better. And we'll see. But the next show I do will be a pro qualifier.
Ah. Good.
I
Okay.
f-
Cool.
yeah, I feel like
I think you're there.
that's there's nothing else for me to do. My goal was to win overall before ever even doing a pro qualifier. That was my goal.
Cool. Yeah.
So
There you go.
to me, I would not do a pro qualifier until I won a show. That's just my, how I looked at things, right?
Yep.
Just because I placed and could do a pro qualifier doesn't mean to me I didn't earn it until I won a show.
Do you feel like you should? Right.
Yeah. So because to me, like if I can't win a show overall, why would I go and do a pro qualifier against
Like some of the
some of the best
best.
guys,
For, makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
So I wanted to earn it, so I earned it, and this was a show to do it, man, because Gladiator is the most competitive amateur show there is, in my opinion,
I think so. And everyone brought
because
it this year.
it brings all the top guys, all
Yeah.
champions, all different weight classes, and this show was the first show I seen more bodybuilders than classic men's physique.
It was amazing.
It's rare to see that, right?
Yeah, it
So
is.
no, man, I love that. I love when there's a lot of guys
Yeah,
doing a show. That's what gets me going, right? So I need I need I need that motivation.
for
So
sure.
I knew Gladiators were gonna bring it.
Yep.
So that pushed me, man, and so for me, what's next? It's got to be a pro qualifier.
Cool.
And I worked
Love
a
it.
lot. I've been doing this for a while, so I think I built my structure enough to stand with these guys. I really believe that, and my coach believes that too. A lot of people believe that, so I think
Well, I'm
I'm ready.
gonna
I'll be ready.
I'm gonna pull something up here. Just give me a sec.
Yep.
There we go. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that's you there. So
yeah.
yeah,
I have the
that's
thigh.
pretty crazy, right? So just for people to see kind
Yeah.
of what you're looking like.
Yeah. And I was 24 pounds heavier this show than last show, and I had more conditioning. So that was crazy for me to even see.
There we go. Let's get let's get you right up on here. Yeah. So yeah, like that's nuts. Look at look at this. That's insane. Like that
Yeah,
there.
and
Like what is
I
that?
didn't
Like
think I was gonna be that conditioned, man. I was like, well, I'm this heavy. Like, how's this possible?
how is that like your legs, your quads
Yeah.
like are unbelievable. There's you and Morgan.
See,
Little
Morgan makes me
different.
look small, man.
Right. So I'll just gonna skip past that one.
Yeah, yeah. Don't look at Morgan.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, you're like and your ham sweep is incredible. What did you do to bring those up?
My hamstrings.
Yeah,
Well, man, I've been trying to get my hamstrings going for a long time. My problem was my quads were too dominant.
they're gigantic.
So
Yep.
off season, I train legs like twice a week, but I do a quad day and then a hamstring day. But even on my quad day, I'm still hitting my hamstrings.
Cool.
So
So like
I'm just hitting them hard, man, hard. And I just kept doing
RDLs,
it.
curls, or are
Yep,
you just throwing
RDLs,
everything? You're just throwing everything at
everything,
them.
man. My hamstring day, I do 5 different exercises for hamstrings, and then my quad day, I'll still throw about two exercises just to,
Cool.
you know what I mean.
Yep.
I worked really hard, and
It
they're catching
shows.
up, man. They're catching up. Yeah,
that
but
is.
that was the number one thing I heard from the judges is my hamstrings stood out from the sides and the back.
Yep. They
So
looked great.
yeah, man, it was great. That's what I focused on, and I brought that up.
Yeah. They looked awesome. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna get into a couple questions before it's getting late.
Yep. No,
we got
no
we got a
worries,
few.
man.
Um, when you saw your family members for the first time, did they like have a hard time recognizing you? Like from the size that you put on? Did you get a lot of feedback from that?
Well, my mom, she was in Moncton before. Like she watched 3 of my first shows,
Oh, cool. Nice.
so she kind of, but she didn't see me this big. Like it's been a
Right.
couple years, right? So like
Oh,
when I
yeah.
saw her a couple days before she arrived in Moncton from BC, she just couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe it, man. And the conditioning too. So she was just kind of like,
Just,
how much bigger are you gonna get?
it's like, yeah, right? Can you, right?
You know, they worry about, I mean, they know that bodybuilding's it's hard
It's
on
a
the
hard
body,
on the
right?
body.
So
Yep.
yeah, they're just worried. But my dad stayed with me the week before the show, so he kind of got to see the transformation.
Oh, yeah.
So I was
That's awesome.
depleted, and then I started filling out. So I wanted
Was
him
he
to see
like,
that, you know.
that's cool. Was he like, what is this? What am I looking at? It was like, how
Oh,
is
he
this
was
even
just
possible?
he would watch me weigh in every friggin' thing, man. Like little,
Yeah,
even the cucumbers, everything. He's never seen that, right? So I
yeah,
wanted him to see what it's like to go through this like the week before the show,
for
just
sure.
so he would have an idea, right? So
Like what your life is
now he's
like,
just,
right?
yeah, now he's just amazed what we go through, right? He would just see pictures, but to actually
Yeah,
live in it, no, it's cool, man. You got to
yeah.
see that. So
I really think
they
most
were,
people would be amazed when they see the crap that we do, for
oh
sure.
man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you ever see yourself competing at the Olympia? Is that something? That's a question, or like,
Uh,
what would your end goal be? Where would you be satisfied with? What would you be satisfied with?
Honestly, man, let's be realistic. Bodybuilding, there's no way, right? Um, for me to even get there, man, it was just
To be almost
I couldn't even if I tried. I couldn't if I tried, man. Like, there's no way. Those guys, another level, right? So
to
the only
be,
thing I thought about before was
yeah,
maybe classic. Um, if I turn pro, I get 10 more pounds.
that's
But
possible.
the
Yeah,
way my body's growing more, so I don't want to stop that. A lot of guys do that. They go, I'm gonna go classic and turn pro because
bodybuilding.
it
Yeah,
doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You classic, you gotta have the classic look.
yeah. A lot of people think they could
And if
just
your
kind of
body wants to grow, it's
jump
like
over,
why stop? Yeah, man, because everyone's trying to get pro cards, right?
and it's all a
So
big rush. Yeah,
it's all a big rush, man. You see that a lot of guys coming up to do one show, and they're thinking about pro card and all this. I didn't even think about any of that honestly till I won the show, and I said, "Well, now I'm going to do a pro
well,
qualifier."
maybe it's possible. Right.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
possible, right? But like It's reality, man. I'd be happy just to get a pro card one day.
Yeah,
Um,
I have no
you
doubt
know,
that that could definitely be in your future for sure.
but I also know that I have my career, right?
Yep.
Like
Your
this is the
career,
difference, man.
you're working at the jail.
I'm a prison guard, yeah.
Yep. What is that
Yeah.
like going through?
So
Did you work there while you're going through prep?
I took the last 4 weeks off.
Oh, smart.
Yeah,
I wish I could
I
have
didn't want
done
to get in
that
trouble.
at my job. No,
I know I was. I
the
know.
fuse is
I'm
short.
very lucky that I could do that.
The
You
fuse is
know,
very short.
very
So,
short. So
yeah.
no, I I see myself. Maybe getting a pro card. It's a chance. I'm not saying it's not out of the question. I believe I could make a run for it.
Yep.
But let's say if I did someday, that would be it for me.
You think you'd just be like,
Uh,
all right, hang up the trunks, and then be like, we'll see where this takes me. Or you'd stay involved in the
yeah,
community, or what would you?
yeah, of course. I love bodybuilding. It's just my lifestyle. I like to travel and eat what I
Yeah.
want, and that's what makes me happy. I love training. Training's my passion. I'll train till I die.
Ah.
But it's the preparation for shows. Um, I don't want to do that forever. Also, my health. Um, I think
Yeah.
about that too, man. You know, and like I said, I got my career, so it's like maybe if I didn't have my career and this is all
There's not
this
much
was my
else going
career,
for you. Yeah.
then it'd be a different story. But when you already have your career and I'm happy, I know what I want in life and stuff like that. Do I want to live that pro lifestyle?
It's a little different, right?
It's different, right? It's different, man.
Especially if you're
If
a
you want to be a
pro.
competitive pro, if you want to be a pro
Yep.
and actually do something, you gotta take it serious, man.
Yeah. Especially a
Right?
lot of
And
pros are pros, but they don't make money off of it. They don't. They just got
no,
the card
no,
and they got the little name on their Instagram page, and that's about it, right?
exactly. You need more money once you
Yeah.
turn pro.
Right.
You gotta travel. They're
I
not
was gonna.
paying your traveling. They're not paying anything.
It's like you
So that's
can't.
why I
You're not.
said,
You're
man,
done
it's
competing locally.
exactly right. So no, my top thing is maybe if I do pro qualifier, see how I do,
Yep.
right? And just so I did it. I want to say I did it and see how I do. And if I do good, if I that's great, man. If I get a pro card, that's
That's
dream
it.
come true. I'd be
Another one.
more than
Yeah.
satisfied with that, man. Yeah. So that's
Definitely.
that's what I'm looking at, man.
Cool. Um. Uh, let's see. Do you have any strategies or anything that you can give a new person coming into the sport? How to stay focused and not stress about every little detail, and not be stressed and nervous before going on stage. That's a little bit of. So pretty much,
So
how do we stay stress free as much as possible through prep and
through
before
prep.
stage? Yeah.
Well, I would say, man, before deciding to do a show, you have to make sure you're mentally prepared, financially prepared. You got to be aware of like if anything happens, like am I gonna be able to finish this? So it's got to be the right timing, first of all. You got to be in the right mindset because you can't have anything that's going to interfere. I mean, we're all going to face adversity in prep. That happens. That's out of our control. But if you can control, okay, I'm in this point in my life. I can afford it. I'm mentally focused. Like I'm ready for this. That's number one.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right timing because it's a lot, man. It's a lot to go through, right? If you never did a show, it's hard mentally because you never been there yet. So you want to kind of set yourself up for success before you
Right.
even start.
right before, yeah, before you even get going.
right? So you got to make sure it's the right timing. And once you get through that, man, it's just listen to your coach, trust the process.
Yep.
It's a process you never done, so you just gotta trust the process. Listen to your coach, stay focused, and you gotta know you chose to do this.
That's a
You
huge one.
chose to
I
do this.
Yeah,
Nobody's making you do this. So if you're
no,
miserable, and you gotta remember, man, you chose to do this,
yeah.
and it's not easy because you know what? If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Everyone wants to, but no one,
Every,
very few do.
no. So and just I always tell the guys like, man, you're gonna learn so much about yourself, and if you get through this, you get through all that in life, you're gonna come out better version of yourself.
Yep.
So it's like it's a good thing to go through because fuck, you're gonna learn so much about yourself, man, and you're gonna be proud of that. No one can take that from you. So if you're backstage and you listen to your coach, you did everything you're supposed to do, no regrets, man. You're gonna be oh man, you're gonna be excited. You're gonna be
Yeah.
excited
It's
to go
gonna
on
be
there.
one of the proudest moments of your life if you can push through it and do it.
Of course, man.
Like
So no,
if anyone can get there. Uh, Someone asked, "What's your skincare regimen?" I was like, "I don't know. Shower."
yeah, man. I just shower, shower anytime you sweat.
Yeah. Right.
So that's the best thing. It's like
Yeah.
if you do cardio, fasted cardio, and you're not gonna train later again. You're like, oh fuck, I'll shower after. Well, you want to take care of your skin. You want to shower
Yeah.
every time you
Especially
sweat, basically, right?
especially if you're using PEDs, you want to make sure your skin's clean.
Exactly.
You really want to avoid anything that's going to cause like excess oil and like acne and
Yeah. So if you do,
um,
if you do cardio in the morning and you stay in that sweat all day, then you go train and then you shower.
yeah,
Well, you're gonna take some chances there, right?
you're taking and actually judging, they can mark you down. People have been marked down for bad skin on
Yeah.
stage, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
So if you're not taking care of
If,
yourself, or
if you don't got someone washing your back, because I
yeah,
can't reach my back,
I
man.
can't. I got a
I
stick.
can't. I either you gotta tell my fiance like,
Yeah,
can you wash? Like, she washed my back, right? And if she's not here, I got a back scrub.
yeah.
You
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 gotta
gotta
have
you gotta
you
reach
gotta
that
have
spot, man.
something. You got a rag like Homer.
Yeah,
Got a rag on a stick.
you got it, man. You gotta wash the
Yeah.
back. You gotta wash everything, man. So
For
no, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. I don't use any specific
I like
things.
to throw it. I like to throw it right before the night before or the morning before you go for your tan. That's when you got proper skincare. Like
Yeah,
I'll do like a baking soda rub and
yes,
take
that's
baking
what I did
soda
too.
and scrub all over, like kind of like it's like
Yeah,
an exfoliant and
yeah, right
sit in
before your
like
tan.
yeah. You get all the oil off your skin as much as you can. You dry out, then
Exactly,
go get the tan. Then
exactly,
you
man. And your tan's gonna look so much better, right?
it really does stands out.
So you gotta take care of your skin before you gotta do a skin prep, man.
Yeah, it's important. That part's important. Um, what is the biggest misconception people have about bodybuilders and our lifestyle? Do you think? What do you?
Oh, there's a few.
Mm,
uh, I don't know. They all think we're meatheads, uh, or that we're like these angry guys. We're intimidating. Look, I mean, we do look. I mean, I know I look intimidating a lot, right?
yeah,
If you don't know me, if you see me at the gym, I'm focused, right? So I don't look
yeah. Your
like the
head's you're like
most,
you're not the most
I look
approachable
serious.
looking guy.
But if guys come up to me, man, and ask anything, I always take the time. If they
That's
ask me about anything, training, dieting, and once they're like, holy shit, this guy can actually, will talk to you.
yeah.
So that's another thing.
I get yeah.
They
I've
think
got that
about
a lot
that.
too. People are coming up. Oh, you're actually not scary. Okay, you're like
Yeah, Yeah, you can
Like,
talk to you. You can
like
talk. You
yeah,
can communicate.
yeah, like a normal person. Like, of course,
Yeah, you can say more than one word, but
right? I could add plates
or the
together.
whole, or the other thing too is people always just say steroids.
Yeah,
They
like,
don't.
oh, that guy's on
They
something.
don't
I
know
he's
They don't know the fucking years and just man the dedication it takes. They just take steroids, right? Oh,
right.
I could do that. Just
Th-
that's probably the most annoying one, but it doesn't bother me anymore, man. It's just
I agree. In the beginning, it was like, no, you can't. Not even if you took this. If you took
I would
that, you
tell
still
people like
wouldn't.
I will buy you your cycle for 2 years, man, and let's see
You
if you
will
even
not.
if you even come close because they don't understand. It's not steroids, man. It's a discipline.
No. Yeah.
It's the consistency. It's a
It's
lifestyle, man.
so true, and it's so hard to get that through
But
people's heads.
brother,
It doesn't
you
really
can't get it
matter.
through their head, right?
Yeah.
You can't.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, screw those guys. It's like,
You just
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
It's a waste of energy, right? So
uh, ooh, let's see. Have you ever had any setbacks through your bodybuilding career? Like, I know you had some surgeries and stuff, but that was kind of before you started bodybuilding. Was there
yeah.
any like anything that kind of set you back? Injuries,
Uh,
life
I've
events,
had
like your school maybe? Like
yeah.
as
Okay, yeah. I had injuries, but nothing. Like I've had injuries before bodybuilding, right? So I had surgeries like knee, shoulder surgery, hand surgery.
oh
Like
jeez,
I broke yeah I used to like boxing I broke my hand. Hockey I torn my PCL.
uh,
Huge surgery, man. I don't even know how I was gonna able to squat. It
oh
was a
that's
huge
scary.
surgery. I tore my shoulder, but once I started bodybuilding, because I was just focused on bodybuilding, I didn't get those injuries anymore. Because bodybuilding, you're lifting weight.
Yeah,
It's dangerous too. Obviously, you can tear stuff, right? But sports, it's like football. I'd overdo it and then over pursue
right.
someone, try to do a hit, and then your shoulder is taking all the weight.
Everything is
You
on
know,
that and
by bodybuilding, I know the weight's there, right? So I can control the weight. So I
controlled.
didn't really have, yeah, I didn't have injuries like big injuries. I had minor ones, but the only setback maybe was when I had to get my school in order.
Yeah, but that was
You
a
know,
gain in life also.
yes. So it
So
was
that's like
maybe a
kind of
setback like competing, but not in
yeah,
my life
not in your life,
because it only set me up so I now I can compete and support my family, right?
and not worry about it too much. Yeah, that's
Because
fantastic,
my goal too is I need to provide for my family, right? Like
dude.
I help
Yeah.
my family in Cuba. In Cuba, we're poor, man. It's poverty, man.
So
You
you're
can't,
helping your family, or are you sending money over? And
yeah,
that's
and
wonderful.
I needed to set myself up so I could do this,
Yeah.
because they made sacrifice for me to have a better life. So this is what I got to do. Here I can go to school, I can get a career, I can. There's chances in life, right? So that's why
100%.
the least I could do is do that for them,
Ah,
right? So
man, bless your heart, dude. That's amazing.
yeah, man. Oh, dude,
Good for you.
I'm lucky, man. My family, man, they sacrificed everything for me. So like I said, I took those years off to set myself up so I can do this passion of mine, but
Yeah.
also support my family. They sacrificed everything for me. So that
Awesome.
was the only I'd say setback competing wise, but not in life.
Not life. Wonderful. Um, what's the craziest thing you've ever done to try to get a pump in the gym? Like, for me, way back when I was starting, I tried the damn 8 hour arm day from Rich Piana.
Yeah, you
I
actually did it.
I made it to 6 hours. I made 6 hours.
Jesus, Holy shit!
Did nothing.
How'd that feel?
Nothing.
No,
I was sore.
you probably lost muscle. Eh? You probably lost
Yeah,
biceps.
I probably, and my elbows were sore for
Oh
weeks.
yeah, man.
Like it was not good.
No, I
Don't do
never,
that.
I never tried that.
I was like, oh, he's got huge arms. I'll do it. I
I mean,
was silly
I
back
used to
then,
just train upper body, man. Right when I first started
right?
training, I would just do upper body, and to the point my legs were just tiny compared to everything else. But craziest thing I did to get a pump, I probably, I don't know. I think we just took a bunch of pre workout, like 3 scoops, but just
Just like
hammered it down
doing
and just chugged it
shots,
back. Yeah, just like I don't know, took three,
just
four
being.
scoops, man. Creatine. Fuck. Even I think we even took Cialis.
Yeah, that's
So,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, just
Just like
and then
let's
a
see what
bunch of
this does.
sodium. Oh yeah, yeah, no, it was.
Your like
It
arms
didn't
are
work out
gonna
for my body
rip
too
out of
well.
your skin, or you're probably not, or just not feel well.
Yeah, no, it was too much caffeine, right? But
Yeah,
that's
just
probably the
that.
craziest thing I did.
Um, there's some really silly ones. Uh, do, do, do. If you could be a superhero, who would you be? I always find that question
I'd
funny,
say I'd say the
interesting.
Hulk.
Hulk, it's the
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
I've
say the
grown up
Hulk.
watching that guy, and he's one of my cartoon inspirations for sure. Uh, let's finish off on a serious one. Um, do do or no. Uh,
Surprised there's a lot of questions.
yeah, there's a. Okay, let's do a serious one. Um, like a quick tip on how to balance personal life and work and training. Like like for me,
Well,
it would be organization, keeping things like
yes,
very organized. Even like having a lists, and having my partner be on board with everything.
100%.
That would be
That's
that's kind
exactly
of what I take from this
that's
question.
yeah. No, 100% organized, man. Like have your schedule, you know, routine. Have your routine. Also, like for me, for my job, as a prison guard, when I leave that job, I leave the job, right?
Right. Okay. You can
I
leave it
don't bring
back. You
that.
don't take it home.
Yeah, I never bring that home. I keep it there, and that's very important. Um, Not only to keep you focused, but in relationships, with friends, family, stuff like that. That's very important. So, depending on the job you have, know, not to bring that home
Yep.
because bodybuilding is 24/7. So you already have that kind of at home, right?
Yeah.
So try
That
to balance
stresses me.
that relationship. Also make time, right? Like uh, we love date nights. We go now that we can go eat. We go eat
Yeah.
a lot. I don't
Good.
want to say how much, but
No, a lot.
Morgan.
That's great.
No, but Morgan knows.
Yeah, he would
No,
probably
just make
support
time.
that for now.
Make time, man. Make time. Like you said, organize, right? Have a
Hmm.
schedule. So, okay, this is your schedule for work. When do you train? Have your
Yeah.
meals ready. When can you see, make time for your family? When can you, go see your mom, call your mom? You know what I mean? And make time for your loved one, your partner.
Yep.
So,
100%. Make yeah.
and that's all comes down to being organized, like you said, right? Have your
For
schedule,
sure.
be organized. And bodybuilding is, guess what? That's what bodybuilding is, man. You,
Yeah,
you
it has
gotta
to be.
have your routine, right? You gotta.
Yeah.
So that's why
Bodybuilder,
I
we're some of the most boring people. We have to be.
well, the routine, right? It's a lot
The
of
routine.
routine,
Yeah.
but that's why I enjoy my off season, man. because for me, I need the balance, right?
Yeah, for sure.
For me to keep competing and loving this part, I have to have a balance where I enjoy my off season, my training, you know, travel, whatever you like, and then when
Yep.
it's time to get ready for a show, I'm ready, man. So
Yeah.
also you gotta know that about yourself too, right? Because a lot of guys do a lot of shows and they don't take the time, to grow or to enjoy time with family again. And man, the the stage is not going anywhere, man.
Yeah.
So
It's
don't let it consume. Don't let it consume you. That's probably my best advice. Don't let this sport consume you. The
I like
stage is
it.
not going anywhere. Okay,
Cool.
family, relationships, career. You gotta have all that, and not just bodybuilding. Bodybuilding. I gotta do a show. I'm gonna. You gotta balance it out, man. Don't let it consume you. That's my best advice. Do not let the sport consume you, and take the time to make the time for your loved ones, for your life, man. Because it goes by quick,
So
man.
good. Yeah.
It goes by quick. So
Awesome.
that's probably my best advice is don't let it consume you, and take the time, man. For
Yep.
people you love, they deserve time too, right? So
Yes, they do, and they're one of the reasons why we're here and we're able to do what we do.
exactly, man. Exactly, man.
So awesome, awesome, buddy. That was fantastic, dude.
Hey,
We're gonna,
thanks for
yeah, we're
having me
gonna,
on, man.
yeah, dude. It was great. So yeah, we're gonna have to catch you again through your off season and see how big you've
Yeah,
gotten.
for sure, for
And
sure.
we might,
Yeah,
we'll have
yeah,
to get a different camera to fit those shoulders in.
for sure, man. My cheeks are gonna be a little puffed out, but
That's all right. We'll see how your off
we'll
season's
we'll
going.
see. No, awesome, bro. We'll keep in touch, and I'll be back anytime you want, man.
Fantastic. And when you're down in Halifax, let me know. We'll go train.
I will. We'll have to get a training session then.
Yeah, that would be a funny video. David and
Oh fuck
Goliath.
yeah. Well, yeah. Hey man,
Yeah,
gladiators.
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Right?
for sure. Awesome, dude.
Gladiators for
Ha-
life.
yeah, buddy. Have a good night.
All right, man. Thanks, eh? Have a good night.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.